Ring hit the scene in 2013 as an innovator on Shark Tank with its first ever video doorbell. Shark Tank passed, surprisingly, but Ring still became the first name in video doorbell cameras. Since then, Ring continues to push advances in smart home and security tech. But those pushes have come with some pushback. In this video, we're going to take a look at Ring's police partnerships, its Neighbors app, and the privacy concerns and backlash that Ring's still addressing. But before we give you the 411 on Ring's partnerships with 911, be sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on the latest security and smart home info posted here at least 2 times every week. And to learn all about Ring's nifty video doorbells and their smart devices, head to Safewise.com for reviews, FAQs, and insider tips. Or you can just use the link in the description box below. Okay, so Ring isn't technically partnered with 911, but it does have relationships with more than 1,300 law enforcement agencies across the US. And that number grows when you look at how many private citizens use the Ring Neighbors app to conduct virtual neighborhood watch surveillance and sometimes share that camera footage with police. We don't have the exact number, but reports estimate that Ring sold nearly 400,000 devices in December 2019 alone. And because Amazon bought Ring for a whopping $1 billion in 2018, we'll probably never know the exact numbers. Amazon wants you to trust them to drop packages right inside your front door into the trunk of your car, but they don't trust anyone with their numbers. The bottom line is there are probably millions of Ring devices out there watching front porches and potentially sending that footage to the police. So it's no real surprise that Ring has come under a lot of scrutiny for privacy issues tied to the Neighbors app and all of those police partnerships. Ring reached out to law enforcement agencies and community action committees to get Ring doorbells installed on homes and in apartment complexes to help neighborhoods keep an eye on crime. The company donated cameras or offered rebates to cities and neighborhoods that agreed to share footage with police to help catch criminals in the act. The idea was to form a modern virtual neighborhood watch system, and this network would literally be able to catch thieves and vandals red-handed. They were hoping. But here's where it all went wrong. The donation part and the violation of privacy part. So donations and public funds. Even though Ring seemed to have the right idea, getting security cameras into areas that report more criminal activity would empower citizens and help get the bad actors off the streets. But those donations came with a few strings attached. Either public funds were used to match or subsidize Ring's donations, or agencies were obligated to advertise and promote Ring products. Those are some big conflicts of interest, especially when you're supposed to be working for the public's best interest, not the profits of a successful high-tech company. And then there are all the privacy concerns. Part of the deal was asking residents who got a free Ring camera for permission to view and use the camera's footage to help law enforcement solve crimes. The Ring Neighbors app also shares information with local law enforcement in order to try to nab everything from porch pirates to midnight vehicle thieves. If you haven't heard of the Neighbors app, here's a rundown. The app is free. There's no Ring equipment required. Users can post and view information, photos, videos, whatnot, to keep tabs on things that are happening in the neighborhood. I've seen everything from a lost dog to a package swiped off the porch posted in the Neighbors app. So initially, we love the idea of this app. It's free, it lets you connect with your neighbors, and it keeps you in the know about what's happening around your home. But it gets a little sticky when it comes to the way the app gives access to law enforcement. Police can post bulletins about crimes or live events that are actually happening. I've had some of those come up sometimes, and they can be a little bit unsettling. On top of that, police can view anything that's posted by users on the app. Once you post it, it's public. So here is the controversy. When you consider that people caught on camera and their homes or their activities are getting shared with law enforcement or random people in the neighborhood without their explicit consent. I mean, that means you could just walk in front of someone's house, activate their Ring doorbell, and later show up on a post in the Neighbors app or in footage that's been handed over to the police. And you would never even know that happened. And both Ring and law enforcement have worked together to get people to hand over their video footage. If you're not on the Neighbors app or don't share videos there, law enforcement cannot get access to your camera's footage. They need your explicit consent. To counter that, Ring has given police tips on how to encourage people to use the Neighbors app and post suspicious activity. That way, once something's posted, the police have full access and it isn't private anymore. Long story short, there's been a lot of backlash. And it started even before new issues that arose right along with the wave of civil unrest that we've seen happening from coast to coast. Both citizens and law enforcement have sought footage from devices like Ring doorbells and the Neighbors app to help identify specific people participating in protests and riots. CNET reported people using the Neighbors app to track police activity. And law enforcement and city officials have asked for camera footage from citizens to help identify rioters and protesters. So now the idea behind Ring's police partnerships and the Neighbors app has been launched outside the cul-de-sac and into City Hall. But there is at least one light in this privacy pit of darkness. All of the backlash has led Amazon to reconsider some of its policies, and Amazon has enacted a 1-year moratorium on police usage of its facial recognition platform. That's not nothing. But we can't expect Amazon and Ring to protect our privacy. We need to take care of that ourselves. And we have a whole video dedicated to making your security cameras safe. Check it out. Find out what you can do to keep your security, your footage, your privacy protected. Here are some other things to get you started. In the Ring app, go ahead and set up privacy zones. If you have a Ring camera, you can actually black out certain areas that the camera won't be able to see and record. So that's where you can protect things like your house number, the license plate on your vehicle, protect your neighbors' homes, different things like that. If there's a little place in the yard where the kids are always playing, black that out. In the Neighbors app, the best way to protect your privacy and the privacy of anyone who wanders in front of your Ring camera is to refrain from posting videos in this app. It sucks because the purpose of this is to create like a virtual neighborhood watch network, but it can just be taken out of context. It's too vulnerable, so we recommend against it. In general, because Ring doesn't give you a lot of built-in options to boost your privacy protections, the best way is to go old school. These are tried and true practices that help you protect yourself and anyone that is caught on your camera. So when you install a camera or upload an app, read all of the fine print. Before you agree to share information on an app or with an agency, thoroughly read every single word. I know it's not fun to read all the legal privacy jargon, but it's less fun to get caught up in some kind of neighborhood scandal because you were too impatient to just read the fine print. Just read it. Also, activate your privacy settings and any other protections that you can. Don't give permission for Ring or any other company for that matter to access or share your information or data unless you are 100% comfortable with what they collect and what they do with it. And don't post or share video that lets people see your house number, your street name, or other identifying factors, and that includes geotagging posts. Just don't do it. So there's no question that Ring and its video doorbells changed the face of home security, and for all intents and purposes, neighborhood watch. But it's not always as straightforward as we'd like it to be. It's not literally smoke, but where there's video footage, there's potentially fire. We strongly recommend that you research any neighborhood watch apps or community agreements with police before you participate. A good place to start is in our FAQ on Ring police partnerships at Safewise.com. It's linked in the description box below. And before we go, stay safe and informed by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. We post safety news, product reviews, and smart home insights right here at least 2 times every week. See you soon.